All right, so we now welcome on Mark Byington, head coach of the JMU men's basketball team. Mark, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Fun time of year. It's March, and this is what we all live for.
Yeah, you
Yeah, it's
guys.
the best month of the year. No, I was just sorry, Shaq, for interrupting. Just so excited about March, but I was curious how you sort of block out the distractions of this month. Obviously, an important month for you guys with the Sun Belt tournament, but how do you focus on that and stay loose without getting too distracted or too tight, knowing sort of what's at stake later this month?
Yeah, I think a lot of times I would worry about that a lot, and but the the great thing and the thing that was kind of stressful this year, we had pressure on us the entire year, and we dealt with the stuff from first game on, second game, ranked for 7 or 8 weeks, whatever it was, and and the last month of the season, everything else. So the thing about it, I don't think we know any different. And I think that's good that we'll go play, and then we shouldn't have to change who we are or what we do.
Yeah, that's a great point. And kind of with this trip now down to Pensacola, you guys finished out the regular season on a 4-game road trip. Now you essentially have just neutral courts and away games essentially for the rest of the way out. How did that early season trip to Cancun prepare you guys, and just overall, how did the season prepare you for this road stand to finish out the year?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that build you along the way. And the most important thing is your guys' togetherness. And you got to play a certain style on the road, but number one is they got to be together. We go to these road environments, and we very rarely have 50 people supporting us. Sometimes it's five. And so it's just us. And for our guys in those situations, they got to be extremely together, knowing that we don't have a home court advantage, or we don't have a lot of fans that travel with us on road games. And so they really got to be tight. And then it's a style of play wise where your defense, it's got to be at a high level and rebounding and taking care of the ball, which winning on the road is a lot similar to winning in tournament games. So, I didn't like finishing four on the road. That was hard having senior night, like middle of February. Hopefully it is.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi was cutting out. But yeah, no, the challenges on the road, you mentioned those. Scheduling wise, I know you guys got Michigan State, but getting some other teams was a scheduled challenge this year. What was it like going into the year trying to schedule teams? And I guess who were some of the teams maybe that you called that um, didn't call back or didn't want to play you guys this year?
Yeah. Well, I'll start with that one first. You named a team, and we tried to reach out to them, and they didn't call us back. And so pick anybody in the state of Virginia, pick anybody in the state of North Carolina, Maryland. Like, I wanted to stay regional, and it was all different levels. Now, the other thing that hurt us in scheduling this year is we had two backdated contracts that we had to oblige, that we didn't, but we were more honorable than probably most programs, where we went to Morgan State. That game was from 3 years ago. We went to Old Dominion non-conference. That game was from either 3 or 4 years ago. And, so that takes up two of your games, and you got a tournament, this and that. So we had those, and we actually had people wanting to play us, so we'd play them. But at the same time, we wanted to have more home games, we want to have all this. We're in a tough situation. This year we were 13-0 non-conference. And the year before, I know we were successful. The year before that, we were 9-2, I think, non-conference, and beat UVA that year, and George Mason, a lot of teams. So when you do that, people don't call you back, and or they'll say, we'll try to find something better. So scheduling is a challenge for us. For us to kind of improve that, it's probably going to have to be a financial thing that James Madison is going to have to do to be able to help us get home games. And next year, we actually got more openings, and then we'll be able to do that. But the places we went and what we had to do, the MAC challenge was great. Going to Kent State, tough environment, and Michigan State, you mentioned them. But some of the other ones, you go to places and it's a huge game for them. All of them other non-conference games, we were in the top 25. And so those teams never get top 25. And then here comes JMU at their place. So we know we got their best shot. So all them things build you along the way. Cancun was a really good tournament. Southern Illinois is a great team. One of the best teams we played this year. And that was a really good win. And so everything along the way builds you, makes you to this point, and then now you got kind of got to trust what you've learned along the way.
I'm really intrigued in kind of this portal era of college athletics and what your approach was in building this roster during the offseason. You knew you had Terrence Edwards, this star. He's grown every year, now Sun Belt Player of the Year. Going into the portal this year, you get TJ Bickerstaff, you get Raekwon Horton, kind of two big names, MG3. What was your approach going into the portal, knowing you had Terrence kind of back in the Valley?
Yeah, the number one thing was find guys that wanted to win. And, sometimes guys transfer because it's a personal decision where they say, I want to get mine and I want it to be about me. And those guys can rip apart a team. And you had to find guys that wanted to be successful, that wanted to win. And maybe individual things will come along the way, but their main focus had to be winning. And so we found unselfish guys. The all three graduate guys that came in, Mike Green, Bryant Randleman, and TJ Bickerstaff are all unselfish. They wanted to win. And then you brought in the other guys that I think made an impact. Raekwon Horton was huge for us because he knew how to win already. He could bring that to our team, but he did things that we don't have, and his game has things that we don't have in other guys. And so this makes his value that much more. And then, we added a great freshman in Jalen Carey, where you're not expecting a freshman to be able to contribute on a good team. Freshmen play a lot of times on bad teams, but not on a good team. And he's been a major contributor, and we needed it. I mean, we've lost 3 guys this season in injuries this year, and we got 13 scholarship guys, and you take out 3 of them, that's not easy. I mean, it puts pressure on the other guys, and those guys have all stepped up.
Yeah, Carey's been super impressive for a freshman. I know the bigs this year have helped you guys a lot defensively. When you recruited Carey, did you think he was a guy who could come in and contribute the way he has immediately, or were you expecting that in year 2 or 3?
No, we knew he was good. I mean, we were so excited when we got him. We knew he was good. He has certain attributes that where I was scouting him and watching him and recruiting him that are just unique. And like his feel for the casting, if you watch it, and he does some things, you're gonna say, all right, he's big, strong, he dunks this and that, but he does some detailed stuff of his game that's really good, and his intelligence. I didn't know, you don't know till you're around somebody every single day, but he's really smart. And so that's one of the things that's helped him grow faster and be able to play at this level of college this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's a great player, great passer for a big man. But that's all the questions I have. Ben, anything else?
Last one for me, I guess, is you talked about the resume, the Michigan State win. Do you feel like you guys are worthy of at-large consideration? And I guess going off of that, you can obviously skip that question if you win the conference tournament. What do you guys need to do to get that done this week?
Yeah, I mean, we take it one game at a time, and that if we take it out of the committee's hands, that's one thing. That's obviously our goal. And if we don't, then that's going to be their judgment on what we did this year. And I think we're right there. I think we're one of the best 64 teams in the country. It's actually 68 now, but I'm used to saying 64, but one of the best 68 teams in the country. But we're not worried really about any of that. Like, we're worried about going 1-0 on Saturday, and that's going to be against Marshall or Georgia State, and do the best we can, give every single thing into that game. And then hopefully we have the privilege of playing another one, and then try to get that one too. And then if we get another one, try to get that one too. So it's the same thing we've done. And, where everything goes into one game, we prep hard for it. And then the good thing is when we're done, they'll count them up for us. They'll see where we are, and they'll tell us what they think of us. But we got to take care of what we can take care of. And that's us trying to win games.
Awesome. Yeah, well, good luck this week. We appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.